Hello, online crew. So I've got to delay this in. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live today, where it's not only me today, it's me and some special guests that you can see on the screen. We've got Beth, we've got Cherie, we've got Jeanette, we've got Laurie, and we've got Steve. This is just a little snippet of some of the wonderful people I work with in my VIP mentorship program. So we work really closely in our businesses in building on social media. How do we work smarter and not harder, which is what we're talking about today. So we're constantly talking about things like not being organized enough, or the things that challenge us, or the things that work well, the things that I do and I share with my VIPs. Oh, look, do this. This is something that I'm doing now, and this is working really well. And so we talk about these kind of things all the time. So we thought, how about bringing some of those tips to the online crew here with what we're doing in our businesses that just might help you just work a little bit smarter instead of harder. Social media is one of those things where you can work really hard and not get many results from. You can exhaust yourself to the point where I want off social media. I need a social media detox. I need a social media break. And then you go AWOL for like 1 week, and then 1 week turns into 2 weeks, and 2 weeks turns into 3 weeks. And suddenly you're not consistent on social media anymore. You can cope with social media. Any one of us can, if we work smarter and not harder. So we've just got a few tips to bring to you today. I hope you take these on board, because you might be able to implement them for yourselves and make life a little bit easier with building your business online. So if you are live with us, please say hello. Well, say hello to my special guests here, Beth, Cherie, Jeanette, Laurie, and Steve. And we're just going to get on with it, share our tips with you, and hopefully you'll get something out of this to think about on how to work smarter and not harder. Now, one of the things I'm going to start off. So thanks for joining me, guys. If you just want to unmute and say hello for a second.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Awesome. So please say hello to my special guest here. So what I want to start with my tip, and this is a very new tip, and I've talked a lot about this in the last probably 2 weeks, talked again about it yesterday, and that is ChatGPT. So if you don't know what it is, you need to Google it and look it up. And this is a way that it's an AI tool that you can use to create your social media content. So if you're somebody that sat there and go, I don't know what to talk about on my Facebook Lives, I don't know what to kind of content to put out there on my post, I don't know what to write in a curiosity post, I don't know what to give value on regarding my topic, you can go to this website, create a free account, put your question in. So let's pick a topic. Let's say you're in a health and wellness business and you're using a product. What should we use? Sleep. Okay. So you might want to give value to your audience regarding some tips on how to sleep better. You can simply go to ChatGPT, put in the question, give me 10 short, quick tips on how to sleep better naturally. So, and it like in a few seconds, it'll pop up 10 tips that have answered your question, and there's your content for your social media post or your live video or something like that. I'm finding myself going to ChatGPT for just everyday stuff, a question that I don't know the answer to. Like I'm just quickly going, I don't know that, or I'd love to look into that, or how do I do that on social media, or something like even stuff that I'm curious about that I would normally go to Google for. And Google's really scared of AI and ChatGPT, by the way. But I'll just go there and put in my question, and then out pops the answer. So it's a really cool tool just for everyday life. But for creating your social media content, it is a game changer. So I highly recommend that you look into that. You can create, as we did yesterday, we did a live training in the coaching community. Beth created 30 quotes, if you like, graphics, because now you can do graphics as well as wording. 30 inspirational type quotes in 3 minutes in Canva. Just spat them out. So when you know how to utilize these kind of tools, your life on social media will be a lot easier in relation to creating content and graphics. So that's my big tip. And this is a very new tip that I recommend that you look into if you haven't already. So moving on to Miss Beth, what is your tip for us today, Beth?
Well, hello, everyone. My tip for working smarter, not harder on social media is to repurpose your content by breaking it down into more shareable pieces. So, if you struggle with content, which really what Helen shared about ChatGPT, that's a real game changer. But what I also like to do is say, come up with one topic idea. So what I mean by that is coming up with one topic idea, and you can use the ChatGPT for that, whether it's health and wellness or business or skincare, whatever your niche is. I think it's one genius way of creating content is just come up with a topic that's relevant to what you do and share that topic in multiple ways. So let's say you did a live, talk about 10 tips on that topic. And that's one piece of content. Then take those 10 tips and make them into posts. Create a poll about those tips, ask a question, maybe do an infographic, share something entertainment, do a demo, share a quote, all relating to that one topic idea. And pretty soon you're going to have a month's worth of content on that one topic idea. And I know for me, when I first started doing this, I thought people are going to get bored seeing the same thing over and over and over again. But first, if they do, they need multiple exposures. And second, it's probably going to get it sent out to different people anyway. So this is about working smarter and not harder by just breaking down your content idea into multiple pieces.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people put pressure on themselves to create a lot of content and a lot of different types of content. Whereas you really don't. If you just break it down in the way that Beth said, you can still have a great deal of content out there, but for a lot less effort. And people only absorb content in bite-sized pieces. So you don't have to go over the top with your, your knowledge. Like even 10 tips could turn into 10 actual pieces of content. Like you don't need to have that much in one piece of content. You can break it all down. So where you think you might need to, how do I give value? How do I provide? How do I give more, give more, give more? Sometimes you really don't need to give that much to give a value. Just one tip, something that's helpful to people that they can go and utilize and they get value from. That's all you need to do. Okay, so thank you, Beth. That's very valuable. Cherie.
Hello, everyone. And my tip for working smarter and not harder is about time blocking. And it's just one of those things that I didn't understand. Wasn't much of a planner. I always did it in my head, and then my head would be, clogged up with information where I couldn't get anything else in. But I learned over time, and especially, listening and learning from Helen and her trainings, and and especially started to learn about time blocking, planning, putting it on a calendar, and that way you have a project maybe that you want to do your post for a month or or 2 months or 3 months or less time. If that don't let that stress you out. If you want to do it for the week, and then you do it until you get used to it, and then you get maybe, who knows, 30, 90 days where you already know what you have. It's already there and ready to go. So when you time block, you allow for that time. You may give yourself an hour. I don't know how fast you are. For me, I started off, giving myself more time, and then eventually, I was able to cut down on the time that I needed. So it wasn't an hour or two, it was more like an hour, 45 minutes that I would time block to do certain things, like my posts or my stories and that kind of thing. So that really did help me, and kind of helped to unclutter my head so that I'm not like going, I don't even know what I'm thinking. You have so much stuff in your head. So when you allow yourself to get it out there, block the time on your calendar, put it in there, it would just really help you out and help you to work smarter, not harder. And one of the things that you can do, say that you're doing your time blocking and you're going to do some reels, you can do a bunch of reels together. And this is something that Helen taught us. And, and then when you do that, you maybe do a week's worth or 2 weeks worth, or however good you are at reels. You can time block, get that done, get them all ready. You schedule them or have them sitting where you can then just take them and put them where they need to be, and not even be stressing about it, and that kind of thing. So, and batching of reels basically is basically what I was just talking about. Batching of doing any of these things that I was talking about, like your stories or your post and that kind of thing. So I hope that helps. I hope that that's something that will give you a little bit more, so you can put this time aside, and this is the better part of your day, the evening, morning, afternoon, whenever, and get it done, get it out of the way, work smarter, not harder. I hope that helps.
Thanks, Sheree. Each one of you will probably know when you work best. Some of you, it needs to be in the morning when your brain is fresh. Some of you actually work better at night. So work out what is a productive time for you and what works for you. It's not the same for everyone else. A lot of people will work better in the morning when you're a bit fresher after some sleep. But other people, they really excel and get more creative at nighttime. So work out what works for you and use that time to sort of time block. It is absolutely exhausting to do social media on the fly. And that is probably majority of you listening or catching the replay at some stage. If you just think, I should post something today because I haven't posted for a few days, or I should put something in my stories because I haven't for a couple of days. Thinking like that on social media is absolutely exhausting, and you are wasting a lot of time because you're mentally coming in and out and always thinking, I should post, I haven't posted, what should I post about? And what's going on in your brain is just wasted energy. When you time block and you sort of think, even just start with 7 days, just 7 days. Okay, what am I going to post this week? Okay, there's 7 days. I'm going to post 5 out of 7 days. So I'm going to do something motivational. I'm going to do something funny. I'm going to do something about my business, and I'm going to do something about my family. 4 posts, write them out, have them planned. Oops, we've lost Laurie. She's a circle. Have it thought out, and then you don't have to think about it for the rest of the week. My calendar and everything that I do, if I don't time block and sort that out, like my calendar is organized a month in advance, and then I can roll into that month just doing the things that I've already sort of know that I need to do. Unless I did that, oh my gosh, I would just be exhausted before I woke up in the morning. You don't want to do that. So time blocking, I know a lot of you might, I've heard that 1,000 times before, but are you actually doing it? Like, actually do it and set a time aside. And I know you're all busy, and I hear it all the time. I didn't get time. No, you're not prioritizing your time. Anybody can work solid for 30 minutes, even around family, kids, grandkids. Anybody can wait for you for 30 minutes. I just need 30 minutes. I'm going to close my door. I need some dedicated time to get some posts done. You could whack out 2 or 3 posts in that 30 minutes and then get on with your day or your evening or whatever. Like, it's achievable for every one of you. Are you disciplined enough to do it? So time is not the issue. You prioritizing is the actual issue. Okay. Oh, we lost Laurie altogether. So Laurie was a little bit worried about her internet, and I think she's just proven the reason why. That's okay. We'll keep rolling on. Jeanette, what would you like to share with us today? You might want to unmute yourself, Jeanette.
Just about everything that everybody else has shared, little bits of everything. For me, my best tip from Helen when she was coaching was Google Docs. Love it. I think it's the most fabulous thing because I get to store everything I want. If my computer breaks down or anything crashes, I've got the information in Google Docs and it's stored there forever. And that's where I create my posts. I create them there. They're all quite long. There's no short ones. But that is where I get my information to divvy it up or split it and put it into short posts, short creating posts, short educational posts. So the post itself, when I create it, could be 2 pages long. But out of that, I could get 5 to 10 days worth of information for posting. And that's what I use. And I think that's amazing. And I get a lot of the stuff from GPT chat. Love it.
It's a really important point what Jeanette said about Google Docs. So if you're not familiar with Google Drive, Google Docs, and Google Sheets, you need to, because that can really help you repurpose your content. A lot of you are creating new content all the time, and you don't need to. I've gone through like months, like over Christmas time and stuff, when I'm busier with the family and stuff like that, and I don't have time to batch record my reels. I'll just go and repurpose the ones that I did months before, and posts that you've done before, keep them in a Google Doc and label it appropriately. And you can go back to them months later and recycle them and just write them in a different way, or chop up a longer post like Jeanette said. But if you're organized with your content creation, you don't have to work near as hard as you think you do when you stay in the industry and you continue to post on social media month in, month out. You could go 3 months and start recycling from 1 month in, put a different color on something, put a different quote on something, put a slightly different story to something. Because whatever you're doing on your socials, people need to hear the same message over and over and over again. So you can just repurpose, create 3 months worth of content, store it in your Google Drive, and then on the 4th month, start going back to month 1 and look what you posted and how can you just update it a little bit or use it exactly the same. But you can't do that unless you've got a storage system, an effective storage system like Jeanette's talking about, like Google Drive, Google Docs, Google Sheets. So really valuable in relation to repurposing content. So we'll go back to Miss Laurie, who's having internet problems today, but you found your way back. All good. What would you like to share with us before you disappear again?
Hi, guys. So, yep, changed the background just a little bit. The lighting's not quite as good, but so I know we've still got Steve left, but I'm going to kind of pull in everything that everybody's talked about, and starting with ChatGPT. So again, I've used the heck out of this in the last little bit, and if you're in the Online Crew Coaching, check out the trainings there that Beth did on Canva. Freaking awesome. But what I have done is, it's so, bottom line, nobody has an excuse on not knowing what to post. Okay. If you know who your audience is, what you offer, your products, your company, your business, whatever that is, if you know that, you can create the content through ChatGPT. Now, then you can use Beth's training. You can create fabulous stuff in Canva. What I want to share with you is, now that you've done all of that, take advantage of time blocking and going in and scheduling all of that you have created. And now with the professional mode on your profile, you have no excuse to not do it on either one of those. So, and again, I know, Helen, you've talked about this. You don't want 100% of your content being scheduled, but you could schedule quite a bit of it, even if it's just a safety net. Okay, I've got something scheduled every morning for, say, both my page and my profile, but then maybe later that afternoon I come up with something, or something strikes me funny or whatever. Then I have that flexibility to add in that real-time me post, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I guess my tip really is just taking advantage of the fact that we can schedule now on both the profile and our pages, but including all of this other stuff that has become available in the last couple of weeks with this Chat GPT, being able to use it in Canva, you know, taking that. And now with Chat and Canva, taking 30 minutes, my gosh, you come up with 6 months worth of content in 30 minutes. You know, and then also using the Google Drive to keep, you know, to keep that content in folders so that if you aren't going to schedule everything, you know right where they're at. Just go over, copy, go to where you want to do it, and post. Very simple process, but you got to be organized to do it.
Yeah, organized, time block, all the rest of it. But I don't know, those of you that are listening or catching the replay, I don't know if you're seeing or hearing a common theme here, but a lot of it is referring back to tools that you have to use to help. So Chat GPT, like a lot of us have already mentioned that. If you're not into that yet, you're missing out. If you're not using scheduling tools, you know, you're also working too hard. Like you can plan for, like when you go away, you know, you're going on a holiday, you don't want to worry about posting on social media other than in the moment, like Laurie was saying, like still put your personal stuff out, but you could schedule the rest of the stuff out. And now that we've got the professional mode of your personal profile, like Laurie was saying, you can schedule in advance on your personal profile again. We had that years ago. They took it away through third-party tools, but we've now got it back again through Facebook itself. Okay, so there are a lot of tools here that we're talking about that you can actually help you get more organized, including like the Google Drive as well. So really good point. Thanks. Scheduling. Okay, Steve, finish us off.
Okay, I'm Steve McNeil. Thank you, Helen. How many times have we heard that a picture is worth 1,000 words? And here we're talking about artificial intelligence and how ChatGPT is changing the mold of how we've done things in the past. How many times have you gone into a program like Canva to look for a particular picture or image that will match the description of your post, and you just couldn't really quite find what you're looking for? So you settle, like if you're going to talk about lemon water, you might go in and look for a lemon, and you might have an idea that you want a 3D lemon, but you can't seem to find it. So you settle and go with a lemon that looks pretty cool and has a neat background, right? That's all going to change. OpenAI, which is the company that has produced ChatGPT, has another platform that I've been researching. And this platform will use artificial intelligence to produce a picture. So if you can describe it, just like in ChatGPT, if you can write out a description of what's in your head, what you envision, the AI will create it. And I'll tell you the name of this program here in a minute. I went in and looked at about a half a dozen artificial intelligence image producing software. Mm-hmm. And I looked at both free image software as well as fee-based software. And I can tell you this program beats them all. It isn't free, but it's extremely cost effective. And I'll explain that here in a second. There's different levels of intelligence in humans. And I discovered that there are different levels of intelligence in AI. You got some dumb ones, and you got some that are pretty good. And then you got others where I would go and create an image, and I'd say, give me an image of a woman in a kitchen that's cooking with sugar, and the sugar explodes. Well, they'd give me the image, but the woman had 8 fingers. What the heck? You won't have that problem with this program. It is so smart. If you can just type out what's in your head, it understands plain English, and it will produce something really nice. What I discovered is that when you go in, let's talk about price. When you go into this program, they give you 50 free credits. And 1 credit will give you 1 image with 3 variations. So for that 1 credit, you're getting 4 images to choose from. Okay. Now, once the 50 credits are all used up, it only cost $15 for 115 credits. What that boils down to, folks, is 3.5 cents an image. That's it. And it doesn't matter if you get 115, it's going to be $15. And if you go with $30, it's going to be $230. The price is the same whether you go with the minimum amount or more, but it still boils down to 3.5 cents an image. Now, the trick to this program is learning how to prompt. The description that you use is going to make all the difference in the world. And this program has tutorials where they'll go in and show you, this is how you want to describe lighting. This is how you want to describe the theme or the background or the format. It'll give you definitions and explanations on what these different descriptions will do. And then you got examples. Well, you can take an example, load it in, describe what you want to put, what your image or your envision is, and then change the lighting slightly, and you'll get a totally different image. But the images are beautiful. Studio lighting, if I want to use something and say I'm going to create a heart that's chained in a cage that has smoke bellowing in the background with studio lighting and a soft theme of violet and purple smoke, it'll create it. And if I want a 3D rendered image, it'll do that. And if I wanted to create a picture of Helen Martin and the whole team in the style of Van Gogh, it'll create an alternate image of all of us in the style of Van Gogh.
That I'd like to see, Steve.
It is incredible. This program is absolutely incredible. So, in my opinion, if we're going to take information and place a post and we want to create a unique scroll stopping image that's going to say, this is really unique, I've never seen anything like that before. Well, you won't, because it was created in your own mind. The AI just creates the image based off of the description you give it. Another nice thing about that is any image you create, you own the rights to. So that means that you don't have to worry about it, infringing on anyone else's rights. It came from you. You can use it, and you own the rights, so you don't have any legalities to worry about from any image you create in this program. And the program is called DALL-E 2.0. Go check out DALL-E 2.0, get the 50 credits, and start with the tutorial. That tutorial is going to save you. I'm sorry?
Is DALL-E with a Y or an IE? Like, if you can spell it for the audience?
Yes, it's DALLE 2. That's all you need to put in to find it. And here's another thing that's nice to know. Once you create ChatGPT, if you've gone in and created an account with ChatGPT, you'll use ChatGPT to go into the ChatGPT platform. But once that account is created, when you want to go to DALL-E 2, you just type in DALL-E 2.0, and the DALL-E 2.0 website will come up, and you can use the same account information that you use to generate for ChatGPT. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. It'll accept the same user ID and password. So 2 different platforms, the same company with 2 really huge beneficial programs that are utilizing AI. So that was my tip for today.
Thank you, Steve. The question, I don't know if you've played around this much, but would it be intelligent enough for you to put the name of a product from a company and create an image with a description?
I haven't tested that yet, Helen. There's another one I wanted to test. I will definitely test that.
Test that, because it would be interesting if it would recognize, like, surely it doesn't know all network marketing companies' products' names, but you never know. But what it would come up with if you specifically named the name of a product and the company name, can you create an image with XYZ product exploding in the background with whatever, or a skincare product or a You know, it'd be interesting to see how it could be utilized for amazing images that no one else could create, that you would only have the rights for, but incorporating pictures of products in the right way. Like, I wonder if it could be, you know, and I'm just asking a question, guys, of Steve, because I haven't played around with it with products. Like, but, you know, I'm sure if it's intelligent to do what you're saying it would do, there would be some way to be able to incorporate products, pictures of products, and create like amazing images maybe for your socials, which, you know, captures somebody's attention.
You bet. And I will definitely check that out. I'll tell you what I did do. I went in and created, I know you have the online crew coaching and your theme is the cruise ship, right? I'm going to send you the cruise ship images that this program had created. And what I intend to do is take the pictures from our most recent event up in Salt Lake City. I want to take a picture of us all sitting in the dining room, all waving. I want to transpose that image onto the deck of the ship and see if it can create the background where it looks as though we're all waving from the bow of the ship. That's
I'll look forward to seeing that.
You bet. You bet.
Awesome.
But yes, go check out DALL-E 2.0 for 3.5 cents. I mean, it comes out to just a little under 14 cents for 4 images. You get your original and 3 alternates, and you get 50 credits. So as far as I'm concerned, it is very cost effective to create something that you envisioned in your own mind to use that would definitely be unique, that matches your description on what you're trying to post.
Yeah. Very creative. Thank you for sharing that, Steve. I'm sure a lot of people listening to this wouldn't have even heard of that option before. So you can go and play with that. You know, there's a bit of a theme going on here. One of the things I think with building on social media is you've got to keep up with what's the latest thing, because it actually literally, these tools that we're talking about in this training today, they actually do help you work smarter and not harder. And that's what everyone should be striving for on social media, because social media can be exhausting. I'm sure you've all felt that in the past. I'm sure you've all wanted to throw your phone away, you know, at various times, because it's just, you know, social media, or what do I post, or what do I create? This is so exhausting. What we've shared with you today are some ways to make that easier for you and utilize, you know, new software like ChatGPT only came out November 2022. I'm not sure the one that you just spoke about, Steve, but I'm sure it's probably after that. You know, who knows? I don't know. Maybe it's been around for longer. But these are new tools that can actually do a lot of the work for you. You no longer have to create content yourself. There are free tools that are available to you to create the content for you. Like, it is a total game changer as far as in, you know, building your influence and providing value on social media. It's making it a lot easier for you by doing a lot of the things that we've shared with you today. So
I have one more thing I forgot to mention.
Okay.
That I know Beth is going to love.
Okay.
Inside Canva, they have image producing software that is based off of DALL-E, but it's not DALL-E 2.0, it's DALL-E 1.5 or something. I tested it. The images aren't quite as vivid as what you will get in DALL-E 2. That's where I can justify the 14 cents for the images. But if you want something really quick on the fly and you're already in Canva and you want something unique and you got an idea, you can pop it in, type out the prompt, and it'll create the image that you describe right inside Canva. So it's a
little bit scary what's out there now to sort of utilize. You know, I know something like ChatGPT has caused a lot of controversy within the schooling and education systems, because kids can just put in their question and a whole assignment can be popped out for them. There are some schools that have blocked you know, the address of that on their computers to ensure the kids aren't using them, at least at school. Like, it's a real issue for some industries. It's awesome for ours.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, awesome for ours. So I hope you take that on board. If you're underutilizing some of these tools that we've spoken about today, you know, take that on board and you know, try to utilize them, because it really will make your life a little bit easier with, you know, building on social media. So I want to thank the guys that have joined me today, Beth, Cherie, Laurie, Jeanette, and Steve. Thank you for your input. I know you're living and breathing, these things that we're talking about today, and that's why I like to bring on people that are actually building their businesses online and doing the do. They're the kind of people that you want to hear from. So thank you, guys. If you just want to unmute and, say goodbye. So thank you very much for your time and your input today.
Thanks
Bye, guys.
See you all later. Bye.
Thank you so much. So thanks, everybody. This is my last live for the week. So I will catch you next week for more great information. Just to let you know, any of you that are interested in TikTok, I do have a free TikTok bootcamp that's coming at the end of the March. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for what's coming up, at the end of March, because you're not going to want to miss that one. That's another tool that could help you speed up your business. So yeah, exactly, Jeanette. So thanks, guys, for joining me today. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the next live. Bye-bye.